All right, cool. So the challenge today is we're going to have a few people participate in the buying and selling challenge. And we're going to have some people buy, some people sell. So basically what your challenge is, you can only look for buys, you can only look for sells. And the point to this challenge is where even though your bias could be in longs, can you still find opportunities against your bias, right? So Cliff is looking for buy opportunities only. So buy opportunities only. Cool is looking for buy opportunities only, and I'm pretty sure that Cool will win the challenge if it comes up and tests the top, right? Cool.
Exactly.
Then he'll
I'm
share.
looking for buys only. I'm looking for buys only. So I was looking when it break this level, I started. When it comes down here, I started mine, and then it break this right across here. So I expect it was going to come here. So I started putting on more buys.
All right. So one of the things that you could do is, well, actually, Cliff, tell me where your action points are. Can you?
Okay.
Also,
so
can you
right here, this white line is one.
Okay.
And this level right across here is another action point.
Could you go into your Zoom settings, maybe on this call or after this call, if it's going to be a minute, and turn your annotations on? Because whenever you share your screen, I cannot draw on your chart. So you're not allowing me to have annotations. And so it makes it difficult for me to kind of, and I can't do remote control either. So I couldn't take over.
Okay.
So it makes it hard for me to kind of draw. So I don't know if that's an easy thing or a hard thing to do.
You mean do that now?
Let me look it up and see if it's something you can do really quick. So while you're doing it, just keep talking. I'll figure out how to tell you if it's easy.
So right here could be a area of resistance right along here. If you notice that this candle went up and then it is pushed back. So if it's pushed further down, I'm going to buy again because I'm looking for it to make a second test.
Got it. So in order to turn annotations on, you actually have to sign into your Zoom web portal and then go to the meeting tab and then it's under your settings in the meeting tab under basic, and you have to enable it. So I don't know if that's hard for you to do or something you could do really quickly.
I've never done it before. So now it comes right on. I'm going to buy again. This is another action point.
Well, I can help you do it after this meeting if you want, because I think it definitely helps everybody and you if I can kind of draw on your chart and see what I'm seeing, right?
Okay. So at the end of this session, I'll just go over that.
Okay. So what I would be looking for is if it breaks lower than this.
Below this action point.
Mm-hmm. Then you probably need to look to lighten your top layers. So
take off the top layer. Okay.
Not necessarily get out, but if it does break below this, below your white action point line, or if it breaks below
this,
kind of pull that down a little bit, that line, the white line, just pull it down underneath the body. Yeah, if it breaks below that, you could see another run down, right? And so I would look here. If it fails to break above that blue candle, the blue candle right next to where it is.
This one here.
Yeah, if it fails to break above that, that means it's going to come back down and test the bottom, and so that could be a good exit point. Also
for the top ones,
correct.
For these on top.
Yeah, if it fails, right? But you don't want to get out on it. You don't want to get out unless it truly fells, right? So if it just comes up,
Yeah.
touches it and stops, I wouldn't get out until it fells, right?
Okay.
But I would get out of it if it body closes lower than that.
So it stalls here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if it's going to test this level again.
Right.
It pulls up. I think it's going to turn into yellow.
Let's hope.
I think there's a strong buy down here. There's a lot of buyers down here from this candle. From this candle here, it tells me. There's a lot of buyers down here from this candle.
Right.
And this one. So I want to take out these right
There's
here.
a good little pop up right there.
Yeah. So see
Hold
it
that.
goes.
I'd say hold until you get
Yeah.
confirmation that it's gonna. Now it's kind of
It's going
stalling.
to turn.
Yeah.
I take off that one.
So this could be a great place to do a recycle of that. So you could recycle those if it fails to break below that blue. But sellers could have had an opportunity to fade that.
To fade that candle
on that
coming here.
sell. You know, if there's enough meat on the bone, which there was. So if you were looking for a sell, you could have faded that candle when it stalled for just a quick little profit.
Yeah, there's 4.
Anybody do that? Any of our sellers fade that?
I did.
Gotta find my chat again. My Zoom lost all
That's
this
right
stuff.
up here.
There we go.
So it's going up.
Good job, Nick's. Are both Nick's sellers? Nick squared. I love it.
Stall. Take that.
I really do love this challenge because it does help us to look at the market differently. And I love doing this in a demo account as a practice because when you're really trading, the principle of this is to
stall.
The principle of this challenge is to find opportunities in the market, even if your bias is one direction. Oh, there's an opportunity and it's a high value opportunity. Take it. Take the high value opportunity, right?
What's this? Right here. I'm going to buy again. I'm looking for it right here. If it doesn't break below this candle, I'm going to be buying.
Yeah. So now you're, as a buyer, you're hoping that it just sits above that support line, right? That it kind of dipped below, poked its head down, and now it's turning or stays low. As a seller, you're hoping that it continues to go lower by breaking lower than that support line, right? And so you really don't have, well, now you have confirmation that that support line is not necessarily relevant. So now you
test.
There we go. Sellers should be looking like a ride the wave situation if it breaks lower.
Close up here. I have 30 seconds left. Close here.
Hey, you guys will be pleased to know that on that move right there, I did put sells on at the top. instead of buys at the top.
Well, you did the right thing.
And I meant to put I meant to put sells on, and I put sells on. So
this is push up.
I clicked the right button. That's my challenge today, making sure I click the right button.
Okay, it's going to test here. It's not fading here. So
yes, I learned so quickly. Thank you, Nick.
Come off. I'll take off this stop on. Every time it comes up here, yeah, I mean, a lot of buys up there. It's not breaking this level.
No.
Not breaking the ceiling. So come on. So if you're not, let's see. From here to here, it's how many pips? 4. Okay. If it comes here. Okay, so I could put to buy.
So sellers, if you
Buy.
on that should have sold in on that green candle and held this for a possible break lower. But if it doesn't give that to you, which is 30 seconds, if it doesn't, then you could kill them off and recycle for another attempt. So that's your call, right? That's a judgment call of, hey, you know what? If it does break, you could take the profit now, or you could risk it for a larger reward, right? Or you could recycle them. So there's a couple different ways you could play it, but either way, be satisfied in the way you play it. It's never a bad thing to take profit.
So it may come to this level. Let me come somewhere here. Come on, give me a bounce here.
No, Nick Kovash. Just kidding. No, Nick's. It's good that you recognize it, though, for sure, right? So I'm personally thinking it's going to run down a little bit more.
You think to this level, to this action point?
Yeah. But it's not a good
place. It may
place.
Bounce here.
It's not a good place to put sells on until you kind of get a
confirm.
Yeah. Well, a little bit of a pullback is the best place, because you don't want to put sells on at the end of what you think.
Price cycle.
Right. Exactly. You got it, Cliff.
I'm looking to bounce here or here.
So whether you are buying or selling at this point, it's all about proper placement, right? Once you get to the point where you're hitting the correct button, now it's about proper placement. And if I'm looking to buy, I'm going to wait a little bit until it hits that action point, and then I could build a little bit of a
strong layer.
Well, no, a light layer, because you haven't got confirmation. So it could start building into some early trades, right?
At 11 a.m. Eastern time, we have
you get confirmation.
Fed Composite Index forecast -8, prior -7. Kansas City Fed Manufacturing prior -22.
So this might be the confirmation right here.
Right
waiting for buys to come back and test that resistance area.
Right?
Now, if it fails,
raised $65 billion.
If it fails,
tax on energy companies.
Doug, you don't mind.
It failed here. It failed here. Failed here.
That's okay. So if it fails to cross that area right there is testing, then it's going to kind of it leaves the door open for sellers to come back in.
Okay. Pull across here.
And the market has definitely shifted its structure. So, which is good because I'm starting to be able to feel it a little bit better. When it was in that consolidation, all this kind of stuff, it was just kind of difficult to get a direction.
13.
Now that it has a direction, I'm able to stacking in profits and recovering
13.
everything that I gave, just trying to take back what I gave the market this morning. And that was a good little pop down for me.
Let's see. Much here. Here for.
All right. So the other thing that I would highly recommend, Cliff, is to have a 5-minute up, because yes, this is the 1 minute and you can kind of see, but you don't really see. If you're looking at the 5-minute, you can.
Yeah, I have it up. I have it on another screen. On another screen monitor.
Okay. So you're still seeing, you still can see it. Okay.
Yeah,
perfect.
I can see it. Yeah.
All right.
I have the 5 minutes and I have the 1 hour. I have
Okay.
3 screens.
Good. And then you're right on point.
Yeah. I can see where it's starting and
All right. So I wish I could draw, but if it fails to break this, again, sellers could get in and push it down to this action point where your white line is.
Yeah.
Now for you as a buyer, you're still not heavy. So you're trading this perfect, Cliff, as a buyer, you know.
I'm just saying 0.6.
Right. The only thing that I would do, for you is I'd move your take profits up to the top of that blue, to the next blue line, because you're going to need these. Yeah, you're going to need the profits of these guys. So I'd just magneto. I'd magneto that and put them all up to the top of this. If it rounds this,
magneto profit.
Yeah, if it rounds this and touches the top, this bottom layer will protect you and make you some profit. So I'd hurry and do that, and you can still get out.
Did you put it here? About here?
So what I do is I put it up top anywhere. Just click on the top, just high above anything, just anywhere first. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay.
That's not where I'm going to put it. Then I do it again. Now that I got all my trades together, I would do it again, and I put it at the right below the top of that blue candle on
this
one. One higher. Go higher.
One here.
That one, but put it right below the body of that. So what you're doing is, if you do get the turn here and it does decide to go up
here,
below the body, Make sure
below the body. Okay.
The top body. So you see how there's a wick on that blue candle?
Yeah.
So right below the body, that line, right? Nope.
Right here.
A little higher. Nope. Higher.
Right here.
Right. Lower. Just like a million. There you go. Right there.
Oh. Okay.
So it doesn't have to cross the body. Right.
Oh,
in fact, I'd probably zoom in and make sure that it is below the body, the top of the body. So let's do that real quick. Let's zoom in. Zoom in a little more, all the way in, just to make sure we got I want to make sure that green line.
It's below.
Right.
It's below.
Because what I don't want to do, what I wouldn't want to do is just come up there and maybe kiss it, right, and not take it. So that's why it's important to have that. Now, you can always take this layer off and profit if it comes up and stalls here. But if it doesn't stall and bypasses, you're going to need this layer to fix that layer, right?
Okay.
So here's another bounce point.
Right.
That again, yeah, exactly. That would be another place where you could build into a layer. But now you need this layer to fix. You would need this layer to come up to where your second check mark is in order to fix everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I would wait and not trade here
Until it comes down here.
right. And
The
then, so
actual
you're
point.
still in what I would consider early trades, because you haven't yet received confirmation of the turn. So once we receive that confirmation of the turn, then you can start stacking into more trades with confidence. So any layers that I put on right now would be early trades into buys for the turn, right? And so that's how I would treat a buy situation, as I'm getting in early. So early also equals light for the turn, right?
Okay.
And when do you get that confirmation, Cliff?
When it closes above these,
Correct. Yep.
the body close above. Yeah.
Exactly. So looking at sellers, sellers should be riding the wave. If you haven't, you should be riding the wave. And if it does cross with a body, if this candle right here holds, then that's when you would get out. If it doesn't, it could still continue to come down and test the support line. If it breaks through that, it could come down and give you basically a hub 100% retracement of that move higher. So that I'd almost be looking at a fib retracement off of that move for sellers. And I'd be looking at the wicks right now on my sells. If the wicks are, if this candle turns into a wick right here, that's a good sign. But if the body holds, then it's confirmation for the buyers.
For the turn. We have 1 second left into that. So it's going to pull back a few. Then
Sellers could fade this move. It could fade this move if you're a seller. But buyers, this is a great move for you guys. But if I was fading this, I'd only fade it down to support, which is just a little tiny bit, or a 50% of that candle, which puts you also at that support line, which is, 3 pips away ish. But 3 pips is still 3 pips. Put it in the bank.
To the bank. You've got me. Going to the bank. Just there. The 50% mark is about here. To the bank, you've got me. Going to the bank. Come up.
It's Cool with us still? And do we need to do a welfare check on Cool?
Welfare check? Why?
Because he said he was heavy and now he's gone.
Oh, yeah. Right.
That's why whenever we do these challenges, guys, it's so important that you're in a demo account that you do not care about, right?
Yeah.
So don't do it in a Beeline account. Don't do it in there, because the challenge isn't, these challenges are not designed for
Profit.
These challenges are designed for skill sets, to exercise a skill set, right? That you can take and utilize for profit.
To the bank.
Is that a technique what Cool does, going heavy?
Is it a technique? Yeah, sometimes it's called the H&P, right?
Yeah, well.
So,
well, it's tasseling here.
the only time I recommend going heavy is when you have high probability trades. And I'm probably going to put together a video, because you guys have asked for that for quite a while, on high probability trade setups. I don't want to teach it tonight in the wobble class, because I think that you guys it's easier to digest a 8 to 15 minute video on it than an hour long.
Okay.
And so I want to kind of condense it down into maybe like an under 15 minute video.
Right here, I needed to break this level, this ceiling.
Because I think it's important to be able to identify that, but I think
2 seconds left. Okay. So it's going to break the ceiling.
And maybe
It's gonna
Cool will
break
jump
this.
back on and here in a second. See, I told you. I was right.
So, right.
So are you going to do it on a video or with charts?
Oh, I'll do it with charts, but I'm just saying I don't want to teach it in a class setting because I have to stretch it out to an hour. And yes, you could talk an hour on that, but I just feel like for those that don't attend that class, you'll get this more out of it with a condensed video. So that's I'm like, I'll just do a video on it, if that makes sense.
Okay. So I'm not very far away from take profit now. The magnitude of profit is somewhere here.
Yeah. Now on yours, just jumping back, you didn't get into any here?
Buys?
Yeah. Did you get into buys at the bottom?
No.
So
Here, I think it's going to bounce.
Yeah, you could peel these guys off for profit and then put them right back on if it comes back down again. That's another way to play it. I'm not saying you have to, but that's just another way to play it if you're not feeling like it's going to break up, right?
Okay.
And you could peel those guys off for profit. The other thing you could do too is now you just took some profit. If you took some profit, you could take some losses, right? So and start massaging your trades that way if you feel like it's not going, if it's going to turn here and go down, right?
Oh, okay.
That's all about like your call right now, right? So sitting on that line, we definitely got a price cycle up. Is it going to come down into here? It probably will, but does it allow you to put another layer on? And so you're saying to yourself right now, am I recycling these trades or am I looking for an opportunity to lighten or to get out of my losing trades? And if you can do both, that's the best scenario. So if it pops down and tests this again, I'd start building into another buy situation for a break high. So if this candle goes blue, I'd start to build into a layer, and then I'd layer it all the way down, continue to layer that all the way down to that support line.
Right along here. Okay. So right across here, I was looking at it. If it breaks this, then it's coming down here at this point.
We're going to go probably another 5 more minutes on this challenge and we'll call it.
Call it a day.
See how we do. As I am meeting with Sean at the top of the hour and we need to get some things ready.
So wick. So here is where I'll buy again if it breaks through this.
I don't think that was a bad thing to close your sales because, again, you're at the end of a price cycle right there at the action point. I mean, the risk versus reward right now is it could pull back up, on a price cycle up, or it could break lower, but it has to go through a couple action points in order for you to get any more profit on the sells. So it wasn't a bad thing if you had profit to pill your sells there.
All right.
Got it.
Bounce. Star.
The buyers needed to break to get a reversal on a price cycle up. So buyers are going to need this candle to close higher than the previous candle. Sellers are going to want it to not do that.
Have half a minute left. It was above here.
The other
Yes.
thing that you need to be looking at too, if you have buys on that you're nursing, is that we are getting into a situation where we are starting to get lower highs, right? And so
Mhm.
for it to come up and across that top support area might be a bit difficult for it.
Yeah. If it comes back up here. Let's see.
See how it didn't
It comes back up here.
it tried to close above that blue and it said,
Didn't
nope,
get.
I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let this other guy do it.
Mm-hmm. Let me take off this. All right,
So that was
go
good
ahead.
for buyers.
Let's see if it
It's a
holds it
stall.
here.
It's a stall and you're late in the candle. So if you have profit, which you don't, so you can might.
Let me take off this.
But because it's a stall at an action point, sellers should be able to take advantage of that for a test of that blue line, which is little, but hey, little. As long as you have profit. And I took that. And I'm gonna just close out.
It's early.
But this market right here, I just basically
Wow.
took back everything I gave the market earlier today. So I was able to fix.
It's back down here.
I am about $20 away from profit.
This is a place I want to buy, but
Wait,
I
Nick,
think
you
I
didn't
should
see
go
that move
light.
coming? I called it. Literally just called that move and saying this is where you should get in on sells.
Yeah, push up. Want to go up. Want to take out this stall.
This
Push
is
up.
the type of market that I was looking for. Love it. This is my favorite market. I'm now into profit for the day. I was in a
Okay.
profit when we started, but now I'm back. I gave it away. Now I'm back into profit.
So these here.
Lee, my favorite market is your weakness. That's not good. I just love when the candles are large enough to where you don't have to, where you can get profit inside of a candle, and that's, to me, that's awesome. All right, guys, let's call it real quick.
Up here.
Everybody, if you guys can put your, actually, let me do this real fast. Let me sort the sheet.
Come on, buy. Now give me my profit I'm looking for here. Go right up and take out this stock, and then I'll close out. Take out this stock, then I will close out.
Sweet.
2 seconds. Next candle, take it out. What? Next candle come down. Don't intend to go up. Come on, next candle go up.
Hey, Cliff, you're a great teacher.
Uh-huh.
You're a great teacher. I'm following you with interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Come right up to this, take out this, then I'll close out everything.
It is pretty difficult to talk, trade, and teach. So you're doing a great job, Cliff.
Thank you. Thank you, Patricia.
Welcome. Welcome.
Now, go through all of that. Take out all of that.
I'm giving Cliff the benefit
Okay.
since he's doing one. Since
Okay.
he's all right. So I'm just
So
letting
that's-
him close those. So
So
now
just
we're done.
yeah. So this is so I just break even 14.000 green.
All right,
So I'm lost.
go ahead and post that.
What is 0.000? So I'm lost.
So go ahead and
Now
post
do
your
I
guys'
want?
ending balance.
My ending balance will be the same.
Yep. Post. Is it exactly the same?
Exactly.
No, you made 4 cents.
It's
It's a green number. It's a green number.
It's a green number. That's right.
a green number.
Hey, he took it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went against him a little bit, but he took a break. That's perfect.
Taco Bell's on Cliff.
Woo!
Oh gosh.
The goal is if you guess it right, you win, and if you guess it wrong, you don't lose anything.
That's right.
Okay. Chat. Where is more? Chat. Where am I? Wait a minute. Where is the?
All right. I'm going to start sharing my screen real quick. So
Okay.
we're going to bounce off of you.
Okay.
And we'll do
It was nice. It was a nice challenge.
It was so dude, tell me what your takeaways for sure on this challenge.
Well, what you did in terms of the magnet of profit and put all of them up there, that is a certain level of confidence that I would not have exercised.
Sure. But the thing is, you didn't have to have it there. What I mean by that is you still took your trades out, right?
Yeah.
But that I had you put it there because that's what you needed in order to recover on that. Does that make sense?
In order to you make a one click and recover.
Right. Exactly. That's where you needed them to be. So I'm going to share
Okay.
my screen really quick.